Hey everyone, in today's video, we're gonna dive into figure drawing. Subscribe if you love art. Figure drawing with a mannequin is a great way to get comfortable with poses, proportions, and gesture without the pressure of a live model. We're gonna start by posing the mannequin, and then you're gonna use your pencil to measure the key angles. Look at the tilt of the shoulders, the curve of the spine, the direction of the limbs. This technique called sighting helps keep your proportions and angles true to the pose. Give yourself some guidelines on your paper, dividing it with the horizontal and vertical line. Begin with light gesture lines that capture the flow of the pose, and I usually start with the upper body but also map in the legs. Then use basic shapes to block in the structure: ovals for joints, cylinders for limbs, and a simple shape for the torso. Keep it loose and light. At this stage, it's all about motion and proportion, not detail. As you draw, keep checking those angles you measured earlier. See how the left leg is straight and the right leg has a bent knee? That means the knee and the ankle are going to be higher on this leg. Drawing from a mannequin lets you study these relationships closely without the figure moving. Going back to the arms, notice how the left arm has its hand on the upper leg or hip. Also notice that the torso takes up the top half of the drawing, and then the bottom half is the pelvis into the legs. This is an important information when you are doing your proportion. I like to keep my poses pretty simple from the start, and I'm just drawing a horizontal line through to see how the size relationships and the body parts kind of line up. That's a good way to check your work with your pencil and also on your paper. Eventually, you're not going to need these guidelines at all. Moving on to the arms, notice how the left arm is on the hip and it's bent at an angle, and then the right arm, that's pretty much straight down, so the hand goes a little bit farther down than the hand that's resting on the hip or the leg. Keep in mind, you can make changes in your drawing too. If something feels more natural to draw it differently, no one's looking at the drawing mannequin but you. Let's pose the mannequin a second time. I've slightly adjusted it. The arms are swapped. There's a mild twist to the torso, but still a pretty stable, natural pose, and it's actually very similar to the one that we just drew, but I didn't realize that until I started drawing. Taking my pencil again, I am measuring those relationships, looking at the angle, and then I'm going to draw this one a little bit faster since this is the second time we're doing this. Again, dividing my figure into two parts, the torso and the legs, and then I have my central line divided with my horizontal line. Using those same shapes here, those cylinders, keeping things very loose, really checking my proportion, and usually I like to work in threes, but I think, especially since I ran out of paper, working in twos will give it kind of a nice harmony. At first I was annoyed at how similar the poses are. Really the arms are different, but then the arm on the right is going to go off the page, but this leg is raised a little bit higher, so it's a little bit more dynamic. You can see the foot and the ankle are off the ground, if there is a ground in this situation, and don't be afraid for your arm or any other body part to overlap or go off the page. They actually kind of look like a cute little couple, right? So I don't mind that I'm using just the two figures. Once you're done, I'm using colored pencils, so I'm going to go in and make this more of a mixed media artwork. It makes a great sketchbook page, and I'm going to add a contrasting color with my colored pencil here. This is another way to also bold your lines and to make things stand out and to give things emphasis once you're happy with your proportions. Go wild with your colors. This is the fun part, really making it come to life. Then I'm going to grab my watercolor, and to make it a true mixed media artwork, I'm going to paint watercolor over my colored pencil. Those two materials work really well together. You can see the colored pencil peeking out, and then you can go as light or as dark with the watercolor as you would like. I'm using a variety of different brushes, and I'm using my travel set of Sakura watercolor. I love this brand. And then this is a cool paintbrush that has an extended tip, which is really great for adding those detailed line works. So you can go as detailed as you would like. The more I'm working on this figure, the more I'm seeing C-3PO from Star Wars. And I actually kind of love how they look like they're holding hands. They look like they're working together. It's kind of a cute little artwork with harmony and unity. The goal here isn't precision, but energy. Let the watercolor move around the drawing a little bit. Let it bleed beyond the lines. This mixed media approach adds emotion and spontaneity to your figure work, and have fun and let loose with your color schemes. The beauty of watercolor is it fills your page quickly, and it makes something that's pretty much done for practice look like a more refined and finished artwork. The watercolor is totally optional. You don't need it. If you're here only for the drawing practice, that's totally fine. Even the sketch alone is valuable for training your eye and hand. But if you want to take it a step farther, adding watercolor washes can really bring your figures to life. A touch of color can turn a simple study into an expressive, finished work of art. And that's pretty much it. 2 expressive figure drawings using a mannequin, colored pencils, and watercolor. A great exercise for improving your observational skills, learning proportions, and playing with color. If you enjoyed this process, give it a try and see how much you can push your figures, both in form and in color. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.